And we're back to our regular scheduled programming. No more little cousins. So surprisingly, this week I only have 8 comics. I went from having 17, 18, 25, down to 8 comics. I feel like I'm missing something. Probably not, but let's get started with my pull list. Of course I'm gonna get giant-sized little Marvel's Avengers vs. X-Men. Shout out to the shark repellent that Bat might use to save Robin. It's back to just me this week. I have a top 3 for you folks, so let's go ahead and review those. Up first, we have Bunker, and this is issue number 13. So real quick recap for you folks who don't know what's going on. Bunker is about a group of 5 friends who are going to go bury a time capsule before they go their separate ways. Now, as they get to the spot where they want to bury it, they find a bunker, and in the bunker they find their names engraved in it, and inside are artifacts from the future, and they find out that they destroy the future. Everything that goes wrong is on their hands. So now they have to decide if they want to follow that path or try to change it, and then there's people from the future who are showing up in the present, and it's really twisted, awesome storyline. Start reading it if you haven't, and I picked number 13 as my choice today because it was a really interesting way of reading it. It went backwards. One of the main characters, Heidi, she kind of disappeared for a couple months. In the first page of this issue, it starts with today, and then the next scene, it's like 3 days ago, and then they turn the page and it's 8 days ago, and then it's like 4 weeks, and then 12 weeks, and it just keeps going until it's 90 days later. So it's a little bit of a reverse storyline, which I thought was really interesting, and it still helps with the story that is going on in the current series. So if you haven't started reading Bunker, definitely start. The first volume's already out, so you can start with that and then play catch up with the other ones. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really awesome. Very different from your normal superhero type storylines. Get Bunker. I feel a little bad because I feel like this is the 3rd week I'm reviewing one of the 2 characters that I'm about to introduce to you, but I can't help it. I am absolutely loving the storylines. So my second pick this week is Groot, issue number 3. This is a little bit of a continuation from last week's Guardians team up where we had the Silver Surfer and Groot, and they pretty much said not a word to each other the entire comic, where this one's a little opposite. He can't stop talking. Now for one, let's start with the Silver Surfer. I mentioned this before, it reminds me so much of Doctor Who. You have Noreen, the Silver Surfer, who's pretty much the Doctor. You have his surfboard, Tumi, which kind of have a mind of its own, which is like the TARDIS, and then you have his companion, Dawn, or I like to think of her as Donna, and the Doctor and Donna, who is my favorite companion, by the way, in case you didn't know that. Silver Surfer kind of remembers the last storyline from the Guardians team up. It's like vaguely familiar to him. To Groot, it never really happened, but it's kind of like a past life type deal. So after they crash into each other, the Silver Surfer kind of goes on this rant about how he is off exploring the galaxy with nothing but the power of cosmics to guide him. And Dawn kind of stops him and be like, hey, you're surferizing. You need to stop. I've said this before in other videos, I'm going to reiterate it. I absolutely love the illustrations of the way Groot talks. He can only say 3 words, but he has so much emotion behind them, and it's really hard to have that come across. And I think that they did an excellent job in this comic, and I'll show you a quick little sample here. Groot's getting frustrated because he wants to be able to express what he has lost and what he's doing, and you can see it, but they can't. The lack of communication between Groot and the other 2, they end up going on an adventure and saving a planet full of big people. If you have not been reading Groot, you need to. I don't know what's wrong with you. Go get this now. And the last comic I'm going to talk to you about today is This Damned Band. So I like music. I mean, who doesn't like music? But I listen to it for about 10 hours a day, every day. And I like all genres. But I do like rock, and I do like classic rock, which is what this comic is mainly about. Back in 1972 or 4 to 1970 something, there is a rock band in Japan going on tour, and they're creating a documentary. Now this band is kind of playing a character, and they're saying that they're worshiping the devil and they sold their souls and that's why they're so big and popular. And you come to find out that they actually are, and they didn't even know it. It's going to be a short comic series. It's only 6 issues long, but I definitely suggest you give it a read. The art style is pretty interesting, especially when they eat mushrooms and start to trip out. If you enjoy classic rock and comics, I suggest you pick up this damned band. My 8 comics for this week. Let me know what you thought and what you have been reading and what you've been keeping up with, or any suggestions on what I should be reading. I'm always open to suggestions. Now, as I've been mentioning, I don't have enough room for all of my comics, so I've been creating bundles and giving them up for adoption to those folks who have been subscribing and commenting on my videos. I did pick the proud parents for July, and I did contact them. I ended up periscoping, drawing the names to see who would be adopting what comics. Now, if you guys have not been on Periscope, it is pretty fun. I suggest you check it out. I periscope at least once a week, and it's fun just to kind of hang out and talk about comics. So if you want to hang out with me, find me on Periscope. And at the end of this month, I will be drawing some more names of those folks who have been commenting and subscribing, and I'll be doing that on Periscope as well. Guys, I'm still really sad about my Master Sword.